Holy shit. Good morning, Roy. We come out with
Whoa. Look at all these people.
All right. We do have some just came out. The services PMI came out at 51.4. Forecast is 52.6. Proof is 54.4. So service PMI came down. Manufacturing PMI actually went up 50.7. Forecast is 49. Proof is 50.2. And then the composite PMI came out at 51.2. Forecast is 52. Proof is 53.5. So looks like it was bullish information to come out with, and the market is acting that way. We have some levels here. It just blew through our zone this morning. We hadn't traded anything. I'm actually waiting until 9 o'clock for some reason to wait to trade. Don't know why. It is what it is.
Well, Bessent, you have Bessent talking, so you have to, be cautious. You got home sales at the same time. That's obviously not as important as Secretary Bessent chatting away. If you look at Tide, you are getting calls pushing higher. If you want to flip over to that on SPY.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, just a little
holdings, same thing. Good on market Tide. Let's go on, just make it a trifecta. Let's do them all. Yeah. QQQ's getting hit. Tesla, of course. Fear's back in the range of things. Huh.
What was CVD currently?
CVD currently is 11,900.
Wow.
Yeah. This morning at open, it was around 6,000, just for reference. So it's going up about, hold on, it's 12,000. It's gone up 6,000 points since open. So there is buyers here. If you see these white lines here, these white lines, we've been following Mancini on Twitter. These white lines are a few of his levels he had that was pretty strong levels. You can see we blew through this one here, the 69, but came back, retested, perfect bounce. Now we're at the 85 level he had, so we'll see what happens here if it breaks through. Overall, we had a little megaphone. I had a couple trend lines I've drawn. This bottom trend line, we had a megaphone kind of playing out. Like I told Roy beforehand, if we did break through this megaphone, we would pop. Well, shit, there we go, we pop. So we'll see if it tends to hold on the way back up. If it continues to move up. I mean, just this right here is just, look at SPY. This is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, it's going for it. I did see the news that finally came out, and the U.S. is looking at slashing China tariffs to de-escalate trade war, which is why you saw that huge pop at 8:40 Central. So China tariffs likely come down between 50% and 65%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is all good news for the market right now. A little relief, a little clarity coming. And, regardless of your opinion of what's going on, you have to play the information that is present today. That's kind of the most important part of the market right now, is you can kind of get some thesis and theories and all that, but it is evolving each day, so you can't quite just rely on your loins. So, yeah.
Your loins. Don't rely on your loins. We got a bunch of new viewers today, so welcome everybody. Glad you could join us. We are here for educational purposes. We're not going to give call outs. So you will see us trade live. If we do take trades, you will see that live, but we are not here just to call out. We're here to try to help everybody learn how to trade. So that's our purpose here. And for you people that's been here forever, thank you for coming back. We appreciate you immensely. So we're getting up. We came right back to to that 85 and bounced so far. Let's see if this holds. I'm not loving Tide. CBD has come back to 11.9, but you got some stops. You had 2,966 iceberg orders to the downside, and this move up, which is actually a little bit less than I thought it was going to. Well, never mind. So on this move up, you had 2,008 stops hit, and then on this pullback, you had 1,944. So about 4,000 stops were hit on that one candle right there.
Wow.
And they are still taking stops out right now. You had 142 iceberg orders pop to the upside, but now you've got 2,655 more pop to the downside. We got some huge numbers popping in here, boys and girls. CBD has gone over 12,000.
Oh, wow. You got to assume there will be some profit taking ahead of Bessent talking with this move up, and people just kind of locking it in or de-risking a little bit, maybe not fully getting out of positions, but I don't know. I mean, it's pretty strong right now.
Yes. Well, about one thing you can count on when all the gurus are doom and gloom and they're all preaching the same thing about death and destruction, that's when we get our pops. So,
yeah.
Now today, if this trend continues today, everybody will be happy and rainbows and sunshine, and it'll come back down again. So just know that CBD is 12,700 now. If you feel like you've missed the move, you have.
That is true.
But don't chase it. Wait for a pullback. You got a couple different things you can do. We could actually look at some fibs here. This is a very strong move up. So we'll look at some fibs. We'll keep these up because when you're playing fibs, you're looking for a drastic move, right? One or the other. Well, I'd call that a drastic move. If it comes back down to this, we're getting a big drop. Did he say something? I'm still waiting till.
Yeah, you can't.
9 o'clock.
Right. You got an increase in put premium on SPY Tide. You got a little bit of decrease in the volume. So it's just.
Yep. Oh. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I love making money, and there's a lot of money to be made here. But even trading 5 MES is what I typically do. This candle right here alone is 72 to 96. That's a 24-point candle so far.
Yeah.
And if you would have taken along here, you would have got stopped out already. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to let things settle for a minute and then come back and go from there. But
I do like the volume, the volume pattern of the middle finger there with the green bars.
I mean, can you get the middle finger? It just gave the middle finger to all the bears right there is what it did.
Yeah, it did. What a difference 48 hours makes.
No shit. Dude.
Monday, we're trading the SPY, or we're trading short side of the VS all the way down, debating are we gonna test 5,000, right? We broke down below 5,200. Yesterday we were all predicting, we'll probably test 5,300. Here we are on the cusp of 5,500 in just a bananas week.
Well, just for reference, anybody didn't watch yesterday, I did call 5,300. Me and Roy did. Roy started, and I was like, I think the last few days we called these levels. Now, everybody needs to realize that the market it's not linear. It doesn't move straight up, straight down, right?
Yeah. So
a lot of these levels get hit, but they get hit after a pop, after a drop, such stuff like that. So you got to be careful when you're trading this. I'm going to tell you, if it comes down here and it holds support on the anchor VWAP, I might take a trade. Oh, never mind. Is he fixing to talk again?
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm not trading this.
Yeah, you gotta wait till he chats a bit.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a feeling he's probably going to say some words that are going to trigger the bullish algos. And we could be seeing, with this volume here, Roy, you could be seeing your profit takers already.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So you definitely would like them to be done before you try to go long, if you do want to go long. I'm not loving this, though. This coming back close to that zero line is not a good thing. Of course, we talked about this yesterday, right? When it rips and does stuff, you should see put premiums rise some, and you should see volume start to decrease because, I mean, who's buying calls up here long, right? I don't think I would right now, but
just for my own experience.
So let's let these profit takers get done. This is why I wanted to wait. I might wait till this speech is over with. Today is my Friday and my for a while, so I'm off after this for 4 days, so I don't need to end it on a bad note.
No, and I can only speak on what I would do. Like, I had some calls and some positions that I was cutting in half on that pop up. So, not saying the whole market thinks like me, but those are going through my head of, I need to lock some of this in.
Roy, I love you, but the whole market definitely does not think like you.
No, they don't. They are way under me as far as expertise.
I did sell some Friday Tesla calls yesterday. I sold the 290s. Roy, they are now $95 a piece. So, I mean, you can't go to zero on them until they expire. So, they are at max profit right now until they expire. So, I hope they don't announce some kind of good moon taxi or something that's going to rip it up to 300. But yeah, exactly right.
They call me, ask what to do.
I want to talk to Roy. Believe it or not, I said this yesterday. I give Roy credit. Roy has he keeps me in check a lot. He'll ask a question. And he never says, "Hey, I wouldn't do this." He'll say, "Hey, where do you think we go?" And I got to think about that for a minute. I'm like, "Well, shit, I don't know."
Yeah.
So I don't need to get the trade. So Roy has saved my butt a couple times on stuff like that. So I will give Roy credit where credit is deserved.
I appreciate that. Obviously, you're an integral part of my trading stuff, right? Calling out CVD, seeing your volume analysis, and then also good old gut feeling when it has to be, just added. Like yesterday, you had a few gut feeling trades, and they worked out.
Well, if you look yesterday, the trades that we took, that we made pretty good money on them. We hit $200 XFAs, and then we hit 300 in our take profit trader accounts over there. But one thing that we did, I think, that was really good is we waited for support to show up before we did go long. We didn't rush anything, so we were taking support. Like a lot of times, you would be like, "Oh, I'm just going to I'm going to go long here." If I didn't have this there, I wouldn't know why I was going long, right? So,
it is interesting. It is holding above. It is holding above anchored VWAP, so that
is a good sign.
A good tell heading into this speech.
Since we do have new people, we have regular VWAP, which is this blue line, but this white line is our anchored VWAP, and we anchored off the opening candle. Roy just figured out that anchored VWAP is VWAP for SPY, yes, because SPY doesn't take it when it opens, so yes. But this thing has saved our butt and made us some money all in the same way a few times. So it is definitely, I suggest you have it on your chart. If you do have Top Step or you have Trading View, it's this little icon here is your anchor VWAP. Just go put it on that candle. It'll automatically go where it needs to be. Don't change any settings, let it run, and this is what you get out of it. So it did come down to this golden zone perfectly and bounced, though. But if we did take a trade there, 53 got up to 81, that'd have been an 18-point trade. So
wow, that does not look like an 18-point trade.
Well, no, that's and this look. Oh, he said something.
Cow, yeah.
Nope, this home sales came out. Wow.
Oh wow.
U.S. home sales came out Units actual is 0.724. Forecast
Look at this.
685. Price 0.68. So
you can't
new home sales went up. So what's that telling you? That's telling you that the people think the economy's still doing pretty good. I am. This is why we don't just jump in. Look at this thing, just go everywhere.
Yeah, it's manic. Yeah, I mean,
I'm definitely gonna wait for it. We've got to settle some.
I mean, and again, we have welcomed all the new folks, but we normally trade ES over the last few months. I'd say probably a month. We've dumbed down to MES because of the volatility, and the moves have been so dramatic that you just can't trade this stuff with any sort of size or confidence right now. This data too. I mean, it's yeah.
Go ahead.
It's fighting whether, oh, we sold more new houses. Oh no, does that mean Powell won't cut? Oh no, I think the economy's stronger. Oh no, it's just, it's going through all the emotions right now. So again, just let it settle. You've got you got Tide pushing up a little bit. Call premium ticking down. Oh no, now it's starting to tick up. The volume's ticking up on the positive side. So CVD is showing that buyers are there. General market tide aligns with the SPY tide. So you're getting bullish tendencies. You just now need the candle to calm down a bit.
Yeah, and I told Roy this earlier. I might have said it when the stream started. If you're going to do this, if you're going to trade this right now, scale way back. Like I typically take right now. I've been taking 5 MES on the trades, just because we've been getting such big candles and it's been paying off. It gives me more room to move, more room to play. But if I was to do anything with this, I would do probably 1 to 2 MES right now, and that gives you plenty of room to move up or down or sideways or wherever it wants to go. And I think you would be okay at that point, but just don't do anything crazy. Is what I would ask.
You should not make or break your account in the first 15 minutes with all this kind of thrown around.
No, that was just the one I shouldn't know.
And don't get me wrong, I love a good roller coaster ride in the market, but this is
I don't know, what's the most dangerous roller coaster in the world?
Any of here, I'll Google it while you go.
Well, whatever that is what the market is right now. So, Lord, if you go heavy, you're getting your head ripped off probably.
Dangerous roller coaster
one of those empty carnivals that you don't want to go to, and you're riding them roller coaster that makes the most noises.
It's the SPX 0 DTE is the most dangerous roller coaster.
That is probably the most accurate. Bessent came out and said no one who financed or supplied the Russian war team will be eligible for funds earmarked for Ukraine's reconstruction.
Okay.
There is no doubt. Look, so we have a Discord. I know a lot of you guys are probably not in the Discord. If you are, I have met Roy and I have met Led, and if I hadn't met both of them, I would swear they're the same person because they are both. I think they just plot together, and that's what they do. They come out like, "Hey, I just want to tell you all this, and we're sticking to our guns. This is our plan. This is what we're doing. This is what we're saying, and we're sticking together on it." CVD's over 13,000 now, 13.2. It's building on this move here down. So unless something changes pretty quick, I would expect this thing to pop. Bessent says the IMF needs to call out nations like China that have pursued global distortive policies and opaque currency practices. World Bank treating China, the second largest economy in the world, as a developing country is absurd.
So I took one MES off that anchored VWAP, just one. I've got a stop pretty much below VWAP here.
Well, Roy, I took Take Profit Trader. I took down here. I took 2 MES, and we just closed one of them for $120, and the other one for $120. So there you go.
All right, there you go.
And
scale.
Guess what? I did not sweat it the slightest bit. I didn't even look at one of them. I didn't know that it closed, so I had to click on it.
I'm going to put a pretty aggressive take profit here right above anchored VWAP. I don't like the look of Tide with the premiums dropping on the calls, but again, that's a little bit cautious. I'm not definitely over leveraged or anything, but I just sometimes it's good to just get a win in the column to start the day, even if it is just a couple bucks.
There is 878 orders sitting at 5,500 right now.
Wow.
As 878.
It does not appear that Bessent is going to rattle much, but I mean, so far so good. I just looked at that.
China's current economic model is built on exploiting its way out of economic troubles. Trump administration wants to help China and U.S. rebalance. That is actually a nice way of saying we're going to stick to our guns on these tariffs for a while, China.
Yeah.
That's Bessent saying that. So he has been the
I'd say dovish.
Yeah, but I'm trying to describe the way he's been handling the Trump and the tariff. He hadn't really been on the tariff train as much as everybody else. Now he's on it a little bit, but he's one of the reasons. Him and what's her name, the secretary, the speaker, the lady, the chick that does the press secretary.
Levitt, not Levitt. Levitt.
Yeah, him and Levitt are the ones that. If you didn't know, this is actually it's funny and sad all the same time. They scheduled a meeting with Navarro to get him out of the Oval Office. And while Navarro went to the meeting with them, they secretly went in the Oval Office. Had Trump, that's when he did the pause on the tariffs. Levitt immediately went out and announced to the media that they were pausing tariffs, did not give Navarro time to get back to talking out of it. They were announced, done. Navarro sitting there waiting for a meeting. Now, Roy knows this. He was on the Navarro train earlier about how he was the one that was pushing this, which when you see stuff like that, that tells you, yes, he was definitely the one that was pushing it harder.
Yeah.
And then I think Bessent and Levitt, they were like, hey, look, we can do tariffs. We just got to do them smartly. Like this is not the smart way to go about it. Now they didn't fight him according to the rule. Well, I don't know if they fought him or not. According to the rumor that came out, is that Trump was willing to talk to them on the tariffs for everybody else. He was not going to talk to them about the tariffs on China. They were staying. He is going to stick it to China any way he can. Take that.
And that's okay. In my opinion, that's okay. I think that the damning stuff was the Japan stuff that you had mentioned over the pre-stream over the weekend is,
if you didn't know, they came out and said that their biggest issue with the tariffs were not that the tariffs came out or not that they were negotiating with the tariffs, is that we kept moving what we wanted from them out of the tariff deal. And they were not sure what we wanted when we got through with the meeting. So that's not a good sign. Yeah.
And if you're in Japan, you're thinking, I didn't do reciprocal tariffs. I haven't publicly shamed you. I've come now talking to you about it. And you can't give me a straight direction of where to go. So I think that's where Bessent saw his opening.
If you remember correctly, China came out and said that they had partnered with Japan, Vietnam, and I think it was one other country.
Right. Yeah. South Korea.
And then, and Japan was the first one to come out. It's like, no, we haven't made any deals. No, that's not true. Yeah. You're on your own. One thing about China, I'm going to say one thing about China. I don't know if most of you people probably know this, but if China does not sell goods to America, China is no longer a country because we buy their stuff. They thought that they could just move everything in the rest of the world and everybody would buy it. Well, guess what? All these countries said, hey, we don't want your junk. We're the only ones that buy their junk. So, Roy, you was talking about how Tide was kind of spoochy a little bit. Well, look here. Volume has come down some, but you look at the premiums going back up. any dip looks like they're going to push this thing back up right now. That says if China wants to play a role in the global economy, they must commensurate with its actual importance. Then the nation needs to graduate up. So I don't know. I've made my money on Take Profit Trader. I just made another $100 off them. So I'm actually done with them. I'm locking them up. I mean, I've been trading them separate, by the way. So yeah, I was copy trading them. I took a hit for all you people that are new. I did take a hit last week. What you will see here, if you do join us, is you will see real life shit. We do not hide anything. I had a bad, was it Thursday, Roy? I had a bad day, bad night.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was a night. Your day was great. I had a great
day was great. That night, I acted stupid, did some stupid stuff that kind of broke me from trading night. Then I traded night the other night too. But I made money then, and I was like, you know what? I got to stop this shit. So if you trade Globex, if you have to, good. If you don't, leave it alone. I took some chances I shouldn't have took. They came back, they bit me in the ass, and then I kind of went on tilt. Tilt is never good for anybody. Tilt is horrible. Tilt is a bad thing. I've seen people go on tilt before, and they're like, "Hey, we're good. We can make it. We're making good money." And I've seen people go on tilt and blow it. I tend to be on the blow it side when I go on tilt, so I try to be more conservative on the way. But you will see real life here. There's no hiding, no bullshit, dude. I mean, I don't put anything. I don't put streamer mode, anything. Because one, you can't steal my fucking shit from my account. I don't care what you say. People always hide I hate it when they hide this. It does no good. You're hiding it because you don't want them to see the number. I've traded a lot. I had a lot of comments. Look at these. These are all failed, right? Waiting to rebuild. I'm not resetting them. I'm going to let them rebuild. I have 4 XFAs. This one is negative. This one is negative. This one is positive. This one is positive. No hiding, no bullshit, no in between. What you see is what you see. Roy's the same way. Roy doesn't show his on here because we typically use my screen, but Roy will tell you exactly where he's at and exactly what he does. There's no hiding. If Roy has a bad day, Roy's going to admit he had a bad day. So
yeah. Right now, I'm just in the combines. I haven't touched my XFA or my funded accounts. I'm waiting to see a little bit more clarity. I don't like these wicks up here so far. However, kind of digging into the data, that home sales number is pretty significant. It's 7.4% gain. Forecast was 1.3. Previous was 1.8. That is a substantial beat. So
hey, if there is any crude traders out there watching, I know a few of you might trade crude. Crude is they just said several OPEC members want the group to approve another accelerated oil output increase. So pay attention to that if you are a crude trader. My phone is getting burned up here.
It's it looks like the market is taking a little breather right now. It's not jumping around 20 points, which is nice. So you could see a little pullback to test the 8 on the 5 minute, which is about 54.76. Could come back, retest anchored VWAP 54.72. Could come all the way back down and retest the top of our zone at 56. So these are not the best looking candles, to be honest. So we need to see how this plays out. I'm going to switch over to my screen. This is the 10-minute chart on TradingView. I use the volume candles on TradingView. They make them fatter if the volume's bigger, skinnier if the volume's less.
Hey, well, I gotta get a call real quick.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You're seeing right here, you got a candle by candle on the 10-minute starting to form on the downside. That's an engulfing candle, the previous candle. But we are right at anchored VWAP. So just kind of being cautious again. Best approach here. Looking over at Mag 7, you got Apple up 3%, Nvidia up 5% almost, Microsoft up 3.3%, Google 3.5%, Amazon 7%, Meta 6%, Tesla's 4.6%. Netflix 1.46%. On the crypto side, you've got Bitcoin red, interestingly enough, but holding up 93,000. It's been on a monster run, up almost $10,000 from the lows last week. And then you have Solana cracked 150, so that means coin is seeing some bids as it's testing 200. Nike 58.50. I am watching Nike, hoping, which is not a good word in investing, but a Vietnam deal can be announced here in the next few weeks. We are seeing a push down here, so you're getting the 10-minute chart testing the 5 or the 8 EMA. This is anything but a bullish candle. This is a bearish candle. You see the top of our zone. How we do our zones is we take the low and the high from the from right around the open of the Europe. I did this because a little tweezer bottom, but you could go all the way back to here if you wanted for the zone. Top of the zone is the highest point before the bell, as we hit that right before open. So what we're looking for is maybe a comeback retest to the top of this zone, see if it can get some support. Could come all the way down to VWAP, which is this blue thick line at 54.50-ish, and then see if it has support. This is why we wait. This is why we don't rush and jump into stuff. The market will tell you a much clearer direction when it's not in the middle of chaos. And right now, that candle by candle to the downside, we still got 3 minutes left on this candle. If you did want to play it, so this candle would close, you would look to enter a short about halfway, which would probably be close to anchored VWAP. If you wanted to play a more continued downside move. I am not. I'm going to hold off. Again, I'm just playing it pretty cautious, which, has been my problem of over trading. Sometimes the best thing you can do is wait. 3 trades a day is kind of the motto most experts follow. Is you can find yourself 3 decent setups a day. You can pay your way easily as a trader. So this is breaking down a little bit. You got Tide coming way down. I'll flip Tide over here so you guys can see it. So you've got SPY Tide coming down. You see this put premium rising, call premium dropping. The volume is the most important here. As you can see, it's starting to turn negative. And then on holdings, this is all the individual stocks inside the SPY, not the ETF. And you see big drop in price, but you see this elevated call premium still kind of ticking up and put premium ticking down. So you're getting SPY Tide. Now they've crossed. You've got put premiums rising, call premiums dropping. This is about to go to 0. If we take a look here, that's a big drop. However, what's interesting here is you got to look at the volume here. So this volume is not as big as the volume you've seen in the previous candles. Obviously, the first candle will always be one of the bigger ones. So keep an eye on this drop. Even though it's dropping, you're not seeing a large amount of volume showing up. Now, we still got 90 seconds on this candle, so we'll keep an eye on this. But we're testing the top of our zone here. Move down with decreased volume is interesting, to say the least. If we're looking at it from the SPY standpoint, it is 541. Then it's testing SPX 5427. I always want to keep an eye on those psych levels. Obviously, we have a huge gap that just got posted today. So if you're bullish, you don't want it to enter that gap, but that gap now exists. IWM up almost 3.4%. Huge move on that as well. So the Qs and IWM are leading the way. Look around me, just green across the board. SMCI up 10%. Tempest AI up 15%. SoundHound up 8.5%. AVGO, Broadcom up 5%. I have a bucket of things that I just like to look at. Palantir up 7.8%, over 100 on 101. I think a lot of retail is happy about that. Intel back over 20, up 6.7%. They announced layoffs last night. They're cutting about 20,000 of their staff. And looky here, look how we touched that zone here 2 seconds left on the candle. So the end of the candle saw bullish volume go up. So you got to keep that in mind. You don't want to just go short here, but it did see that bullish volume come up. So we'll just keep an eye on it.
You looked at Tide. My goodness.
Yeah, Tide is shift. We'll go back here. Premium call premiums dropped off a cliff. We got barely a red, and then a good. Michael asked the question: can you go over gaps and gap fills? Absolutely. There is a saying in the market: every gap gets filled. So the best way to look at it, you're rarely going to see gaps in ES because there's only an hour difference of the close and then the reopen. You did have one last night, but to see it best, go to your daily on the SPY chart.
Actually, go click on mine real quick.
Yep.
And it's visible in the 5 minute. Here's your gap. And then we actually have a zone in this gap. I did have the whole zone. And then last night we popped up, and I'm not going to lie to you, I was kind of paying attention here. I wasn't trading it, but I thought typically what we do overnight is you'll see this gap up, right? Or you see a gap down. And typically we get this gap fill then. You can see this line here that Mancini had, well, held to a T as support.
Yeah.
This is why I follow Mancini right now, if you want to know the truth. We've been kind of back testing his stuff, and it's there. So I probably, when it broke down here, I would have took a short if I was trading it. I could have made a little money on it, but I didn't because I'm not doing that anymore. This move down, though, this is a decent move. CBD's come all the way down to 9,900, by the way. And we'll get back to gaps in a second. But, yes, so if you look over time, anytime you trade anything, gaps usually fill on almost anything, all the time. I say all the time. 99% of the time, these gaps fill. Yeah. Now, are we seeing that the gaps are going to fill today? No, that's not exactly what we're seeing. You got to remember, look at the overall. Let's hide this for a second. I want to look at the overall view. We're still in this downtrend, right? We're still bearish. We came down these lows. So you would think that if this trend continues, you could draw a trend line. If I draw a trend line, it's going to bring everything back up. But you could draw a trend line. It's pretty much straight now. Even if we do get back above that trend line, you would think that we come back. Now, I'm not saying we come all the way back down to here, but we could very well come back and fill that gap in the next day or two. And it could be today. I'm not saying it's not going to be today. You got iceberg orders, and I'm talking about huge iceberg orders. 2,039 to the upside, 4,905 to the downside. These are iceberg orders. So an iceberg order means you only see the tip of the iceberg, right? It gets bigger as it goes down. So that 4,905 orders, that could be, I'm going to guess it's probably around 50,000 orders. Think about that. Think about that for a second. That's a lot of damn orders. They're only letting you see what they want you to see. There's another 1,089 to the upside just popped up. You had 1,412 stops hit on this move down so far. And on this move back up, you just had 450 stops get taken out right there. So, yes, Michael, stops, gaps typically do get filled, but you can't just trade it like, hey, I'm going to go short because I think this gap's going to fill today. You still got to follow the trend. The trend is still up. You can see this megaphone pattern it did. This was the trend here, and this is the shorter time frame trend. This is the trend overnight. And then I drew this because I saw this megaphone playing out. You see it popped up. Well, what's this top trend line doing now? It's holding a support and resistance, right? So it's just going to keep bouncing around. And I didn't mean to overtalk Roy on that. Just I had a thought with it.
No.
I've traded gap field a lot. Roy knows that I pay attention to gap fields. If we start to get in that gap field, if we break this 53.78 level, the odds are right? We're going to come to this level here and break that. We're going to finish the fill in the gap. And like I said, that could happen today, could happen tomorrow, could happen next week, could happen a month from now. But it is best to have it on your chart. The reason I have this one, if you look at this level here, you can see all this consolidation over here. Well, what does that turn into? That's turned into resistance, right? So now you would think that if it does come back down here to fill this gap, that this would hold a support. So even if it does start to fill that gap, you got to be careful with it on what you're looking at.
And we are getting a push up here off of our zone. I mean, beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, there's the top of the zone
really,
there. Came down. Look, came to the bottom. If you look at this golden zone, so this is the 32.8 and this is the 78.6. I pretty much call all this a golden zone. This is the real, this 0.5618. This is the big boy. But you can look, we never broke down from the golden zone. So this is probably one I should have took, especially when it reclaimed the 21 there. It came down, you have this golden zone in our zone that we had overnight. If anybody's wondering, we have overnight zone. We pretty much take the last 4-hour candle before open, and that's where we draw a zone at. If it breaks up, we tend to go long. If it breaks down, we tend to go short. We also watch VWAP to see if it's above VWAP. We're looking for long. So as long as we're holding above this blue line, which is VWAP, we're looking for longs. We will not look for any shorts here. It's not saying you can't make money off shorts, right? But the safer play is to look for longs as long as it's above, because you're going with the trend, the current trend, the smaller time frame trend. And I did see something too that kind of made me think, Roy. And if you look at it, it makes so much sense. Mancini plays the 15-minute candle. Look how much better that 15-minute candle looks compared to all these 5-minute candles.
Oh yeah.
So he's taking a lot of the noise out by doing this. Now, if you were playing a 15-minute candle, that was the perfect entry when it popped back up. When it reclaimed, this is the 14 here. Reclaimed the 14 at 59.50, and we were up at 88. So that's about 34-point move so far. 35-point move.
And now you can see strength, right? Obviously there was strength at the open, yes, but you didn't know the take profits, all that stuff. You kind of got through the noise. You got the data, you got the speeches, you got the headlines that were all kind of crowded in that top of the hour. So then you had a dip, and then you saw the buyer step in and reclaim it. Just so happens.
That's mine too, by the way.
Okay, yeah. So
it concludes his remarks. The last thing he said was Trump's move to reorder trading system is a start on engagement with China.
Okay. So
which you're seeing a move up. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes and let this thing settle and see if we can get a good trend going now, and then we'll look for pullbacks either way. Here, you're looking, if you was to draw this out, so let's hide this for a second again. Right. So you would think here, around this level here would be support, right? Well, what did it come down to? It came right down to that level.
Wow.
That is support. So even if you don't have everything else there, there's different ways you can look at this. You can look, this was clearly a resistance level here. Well, now it's turned almost every time. Resistance turns into support, and support turns into resistance. Remember that. And we got to pull back down. I mean, shit, almost to the penny to it.
Yeah.
And bounce back up. So there's so many different ways you can look at this, and there's so many different ways to make money. That's why you will never hear me say that somebody's way of trading is wrong or right. The only person I think's an idiot is ICT, and we got 50 people call ICT. Anybody that makes up the names he makes up deserves what they get. Silver bullet, dancing rabbit, whatever the hell it is, purple golden triangle. Like, that's stupid. Sorry. I don't need to go. We got too many people watching me go on my rant. And look, where did I tell y'all CVD was at a minute ago? Under 10,000?
Under 10, yeah.
It's 15,000 right now.
Wow.
So everybody knew. Welcome to Test Talk, the Money Talk. Money Talk. I will go on some stupid shit sometimes. That's all good.
That's all good. So I'm gonna actually show you Michael on the sounds like pill names. That's funny. This is a daily chart on Nike that I'm actually playing a gap fill potential here. This is not saying to buy Nike or any of that stuff. This is just what I'm seeing. Is you had a gap down, and then you've had this consolidation zone for, again, these are daily candles. So if you get positive tariff news, my hope, right? Horrible word in investing, is we can get up and fill that gap.
Well, hold on. So he's got a very valid point here.
Yeah.
So once you got that breakdown, what did we have? What did you say that you had after that gap down?
Consolidation.
Yep. So what consolidation means is they're waiting to see one way or the other. Then you had a few pops in it, it's come back down. But notice the wicks. This is a daily. Look at those bottom wicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's telling you buyers are there. So
yeah.
And the only way I would cut Roy's trade is if it dropped below that 56. What is it? 56. That very bottom number. This bottom candle.
This one.
Red one. Yeah. That 52.40. That's where I would cut that trade if I was Roy. Because I think anytime it could come back closer to that, but you could pop. And we could get news that Vietnam has made a deal overnight. Any second now, I believe. I think Vietnam's probably going to be the first one they really announce.
Yeah.
So once Vietnam announces that they have a deal, that thing is going to boogie.
Yeah. So I've given myself time. I've bought in the money calls, and I've given myself a month. So this is kind of my strategy for this. Not saying you should do it, but this is how I saw this chart, saw the gaps above, right? There's a gap here.
That's a perfect way to trade it. That's a perfect way to look at it. The only difference that me and you have, you go in the money. I would go right outside the money. I would go. So when I trade these, I look for a 35 delta. Anything 35 and above is where I'm looking to get in. I don't take any stupid, like it's there. I wouldn't take a delta that's like 10. No, that's stupid. You're not going to, you're going to have to get such a move to make your money. But 35, so every time the stock moves $1, roughly you make $35 more off of it, right? So that's kind of how delta works. There's other things that goes into it. We're not diving deep into the Greeks, but every time that I traded, give yourself time. Roy's right. So you take time, you give it, especially if you're new, I say you give it at least a month out. If you're more seasoned, you can go a little closer. I'd never take weeklies on this. I would not go like Roy said, he gave himself time. There's no way I would go this Friday on this because this thing could stretch out forever. I wouldn't even go next Friday on it. So my suggestion is give yourself at least a month. Give yourself a 35 delta. And then I think you have a very solid plan where if it drops some, you won't lose as much. But if it rises up, you're getting $35 per pop. So that's my thought process when I'm looking at options.
And so I did have a sell for 40% of my position near the top here. So I did sell 40% today, and I am riding still the remainder 60%. So if we do pull back, I do have the option to re-enter and average down a little bit if I want without missing out on some of the profit that I've already locked in. And this market is ripping. We do need to start looking at entry spots. The 8 was.
I'm looking. I'm just not seeing anything. So right now, I'm with you. I'm looking for. I'm probably going to watch this 85 level.
Yeah.
But I want to see it like this would have been perfect entry when it popped back above it. That would have been a great entry. 85. You'd be up 11 points. Could have got 11 points on it. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch the 8. Then I'm going to watch this trend line. So if we break through this, break through the 8, I want to see this trend line home, which is going to be right below anchor VWAP, which a lot of times you'll see it come right below or test it, then it bounces right back above it. So I want to give myself a good chance. I mean, tide is just, you're getting a little break in calls, premiums, but the volume is just, it's climbing the mountain.
Yeah.
So yeah, options. If just so you people don't know, options where I started at. Options was my first love, and then I got into start trading down zero DTEs. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, they're
Let me
fun.
rephrase. Don't do that right off the bat. If you do it, have a good stop. Have a good system while you're doing it. There is nothing better than taking an SPX 0 day at the end of the day when it's pennies on the dollar, and that so much runs up to $1,000. Like you want to talk about getting your adrenaline going. Buy one for $10 and it goes to $1,000.
Yeah,
and like that, and then you sell it and it goes to like $10,000, and then you regret selling it for $1,000.
Yeah,
We've been there, done that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you have like 50 of them. Yeah.
And then the next time you're like, I'm not gonna make that mistake again, and then it goes to zero. Yeah. So we are back up here. We are testing 5,400 here shortly, or 5,500, I should say. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
500 orders there. You got 300 orders, 55, 10. You got 127 orders, 55.20, 166, 55.25, 200, 55.35, 270 at 55.50.
Yeah, I mean,
your orders are all stacked high side. Anything that is stacked low side is right below where we're at, not further down. The next triple digit you have below is at 53.80, and it's 127. And those are mostly algo orders, so you can't trust those either.
Hindsight is always fun, but my gracious, that zone that we drew in the morning.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason we do it and the reason we trade it, and then you have today where we don't trade it. So, guys, you see, you want to see honest? Well, here's honest. We just missed a hellacious trade.
Yeah.
Good job, Dicker. Dicker said it needs to break 5,500. Just took a half profit here at the high day. One thing I did notice that Mancini does, I kind of like it. Now he'll hold a damn trade forever. He's not trading prop firms, right? He's in his personal account, and he's got enough leverage there where enough margin he can hold whatever he wants to hold. But I love the way he does. So at his first target, he takes 75% off. And then his second target, he'll take 75% off that. And then that leaves him with 10% that he holds. And then he will move. I mean, he'll give it a lot of wiggle room. Like right now, I think he's got like a 400 point difference between his stop and his where he's at now. His break even. So I mean, shit.
This is good, Dicker. You do the 6 MES and looking to do half and let half run. That's good as long as you don't add to the 6 when you're getting down.
Dicker, we're looking at things differently. I'm actually looking at taking 4 and scaling out 2.
Yeah.
I thought about leaving it at 5 and scaling out 3, but the moves we've been having now, I probably could go back to 5 now. But you got to know your levels is the thing. It can't just be, and you said you took half at the high day, which is perfect. This is for everybody else. You can't do it and it's like, oh, I'm up $200. I'm going to take half here. You need to have a reason why you're taking not just profit dollars. You need to have a zone, a level, something. Very interesting look here with Tide. Your call premium just dropped and your put premiums kind of spiked. So we could see a pullback here. I mean, I say that, and CBD is 18,200. So
does have a look of a topping candle.
Does, but I mean, you look there. What have we had previous? We've had wicks all up here, right? So
it is attractive to short at 5,500 for psych levels. I mean, if you look back on the 90-day pause hike, I'll go to mine to show that it is about here. So we got all the way up to 55.30. So you're getting up there of where we had resistance before on tariff positive news. So, but look at that 4-hour candle. Woo! What a gorgeous.
we're in one of my zones here, so we do have room all the way up to 55.30 with it, but you can see this halfway points 54.05. I mean 55.05. I guess you can't see it because we're looking at Roy. It's okay though. Stay on yours.
All right.
No, you're good. But we are in this zone here, so seeing it pull back from the zone is not surprising. There is a reason I have this zone. This is a bigger zone, but if you look out, you zoom. Let's go back. Well, why do we have this big zone? Look how this is the top of the candle. Look how it's been support. I mean resistance so far. There, test it again, test it again, test it again, test it again. So this level is pretty strong. I should mention that move stop above break even. Good job, Dickard. There you go. Secure that profit, sir. Secure that profit. And Dickard, I'm going to tell you, when you get good up, go and lock your shit up, dog. Don't do like you did yesterday.
Yeah,
that's how we learn how to do it. Been there, done that a million times. That's why I'm not telling you to judge you. I'm telling you to speaking from experience here. Lock that bad boy up when you think you should lock it up, and then walk away from it.
We had a candle by candle on the 10-minute to the upside a couple of candles ago, and so now you may have exhausted that move here. So yeah. I'd like to see a little bit of a red candle here, and then potentially form another green candle by candle.
On the see, where's our anchored view up here? 74.75 on the 10 minutes. It's at 76, which is right on a point of control from the volume today. How about that?
I have no idea what all this means I'm about to show on my screen, but I did, Monty, I actually didn't tell you this. I upgraded to Periscope. So we can see, not sure what's going on, but it's cool. No, yeah, so
I'm coming down below the 8.
Yeah, we're testing the 8. So you see that the gamma exposure is to the downside on the option side of SPX right now.
So I don't understand where we're at on that. What can you explain any of that yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Not a clue.
Okay.
Not a clue. I'm going to treat it like Bookmap though for now.
When I come back Tuesday, watch some videos.
Yeah, I got you.
Look, this learn together. Kind of holding. I don't really want to take it here just because it's tied. Yeah. CVD is holding 17.2. I like that damn wick off right when it went below 8 and it came right back above that Mancini's level there. Oh. We're going to take a chance here, boys and girls. We're going to leave it at 300. And it might come down and take me. We're going to move this stop just right there. Move this up one. Now, if it goes to high day, we make $300 off this trade. If it comes back down, we lose 243. So this is about a 1-to-1 risk to reward. He kind of fooled us, Roy. So he concluded his remarks, but he had Q&A. He just concluded his Q&A.
Okay, that could be bullish though. Because, yeah.
He said private credit is an interesting addition to the U.S. capital. I applaud Germany's decision to raise fiscal spending and drive European economy. Notes that substantial appreciation of the euro. Okay. U.S. growth will be much higher than IMF's projection of 1.8 if we import Trump's economic policies. Oh, okay. He did have some bullish stuff come out there, didn't he? Mm-hmm. And of course, he gets through talking. Premiums just take a dive. But your volume is going up. So that's what we are watching.
General market tide is still pretty bullish, but you do got put premium rising. Volume is ticking up again, though.
Oh, and something else everybody needs to realize: so all this tariff stuff, Walmart, Targets, Costco's, all those worlds, all your big retailers are hoarding up stuff in Canada right now. So there's not the tariff from China to Canada. Where there's a way, where there's a will, there's a way, right? This is why you saw the Walmarts of the world saying that they will not raise prices because of tariffs. Well, because they're trying to skip around the tariffs. Trump and Powell are doing a Fed independence dance. Oh my gosh. Keep your portfolio flexible. Inflation shocks, the dollar's decline, and political wins are threats to your money now. Bessent says China, U.S. have opportunity for a big deal on trade in the near future. JP Morgan says we expect decreased foreign travel spending will likely deduct around 0.1% from the U.S. GDP this year.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff coming out. I mean, it's just, boys and girls, we are one tweet away from this thing hitting my take profit or hitting my stop.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with this. I mean, there's a reason we took it, right? It came down and showed support here. Made a candle. All that's good, fine, and dandy. Are we making just a big flag here? Are we going to chop around here all day? Is that what we're going to do? I'm only in one account. I'm not copying these. So JP Morgan says a more dire scenario could see a 0.2% drag, though the dollar weakness should reduce the odds of this more adverse outcome. I'm telling you, we're one tweet away from something. I mean, we still call it tweets, right? Even though it's X now.
Yeah. I can't do the X thing. Yeah.
I still don't call it X.
Yeah.
I still
It's Twitter. It's Twitter. It's great. It's a good name. It's a great name.
It was a great name. I mean, I understand why he wanted to change it but I still thought X was a stupid name. But I didn't pay $44 billion for him, so.
What is old Tesla at?
It's not at 290.
257 though.
It will not hit 290. I'm sticking by my guns. I'm gonna hold this thing.
I mean, this is the best case scenario, right? Tesla ticking up while your premiums are evaporating. This is great.
Yeah, so it's now well, they were worth $95 a minute ago. Now they are worth $71.50 right now. $71.50. Oh man, I don't like this. I don't like this, but I like this. It is kind of rolling a little, so you got to be careful there. CBD's back to 16.7.
Wow.
I like that. It was 19 not long ago.
Not a good candle.
But what just came? Oh, the fear and greed index came out. Why does the market move off the fear and greed index?
I don't know. It shouldn't be that surprise.
Well, guess what? We are not at extreme fear anymore, just at fear. Okay. And crypto is at good.
Whoa.
I mean, at greed. Sorry, at greed.
It's at greed. Wow.
Greed, yeah. Think about that. Of course, it is. You are seeing a more bounce in crypto, right?
Dollar replacement, right? There, as the dollar dropped, people were getting into gold and Bitcoin. And
I did see somebody say yesterday too that if you look, crypto is usually a lead indicator of the market kind of lags behind it. So you'll see a pop in crypto.
Yeah.
And then later after that, you'll see a pop in the market right after. Of course, we're seeing a pop right now, but crypto kind of leads it. You got orders are just every damn where now. I mean, 5,500, we still have 500 orders sitting there, but now you got 340 sitting at 95, which if you look, where did we reject that? Right at 95 that time. So that's when they put those orders back there. You got 250 sitting at 55.10, 365 at 55.25, 240 at 55.35, 260 at 55.50. So your orders are still stacked to the high side. You do have 164 at 80 and 280 at 70, and then 110 at 50. And that's all your triple digit orders to the downside. But that thing could come back, take us out, and then bounce up too. I don't like how it closed below. Mancini's level and also closed right below the 8. So not loving that. And you are seeing a rip. It's going to take us out. Man, that son of a gun. Yep. And here's why.
Whoa.
Yeah, big shift there. CVDs are back to 14.8. So we got one more trade in this one. If it shows any strength, I just don't like Tide, so I can't do anything with it. Even though you are supposed to look for longs, there's no reason to take a long because it's not showing support here. I mean, it's holding, but it's not moving away from it. You would want to see it move back up to here before you enter, in my opinion, on a long. You don't see a drastic move away from it.
Yeah. It's, it's cooling, right?
Well, there it is. I want to see more, though. Dicker said I'd say no longs until above 5,500. That just doesn't yeehaw with our system, Dicker. So I'm not saying that's a bad call at all. I think that's a safe call. But if we do hold here and bounce, I mean, you're looking at a 22-point move up before we get there. So, but if it breaks down, it breaks down. You are seeing a little dip in put premiums, and your call volume starting to pop back up a little bit. CVD is a little concerning. That's where I said I would take it at, so I'm going to take it if it'll fill it. Now we're just going to put a take profit at the top up here. And we'll see if it goes. If it stops out again, it stops out. And Dicker was right, and I shouldn't have took it. But according to the way I trade, this is my system, how I trade it. So I gotta stick to my gun on what I do and how I do it. I had a couple different things telling me too that this might be a good spot to go long. Tide seems to be shifting back to the bullish side. CVD is climbing. You had the anchored VWAP off the 5-minute and the 10-minute. So let's look at the 15-minute. Let's let the anchored VWAP catch up. Yep, same thing on the anchored VWAP on the 15-minute too. So I don't think I would take this trade 9 out of 10 times. Might lose it, but I would still take it 9 out of 10 times. Now, if we can bounce back above the 8, then we have a move to move up here to this high day. And then 5,500 would definitely be a spot to watch, Dickard. But Tide is kind of swelping back now. This is the thing about Tide, right? The volume's coming down, call premium's coming back down. So Tide can turn on a heartbeat. Ukraine and Europe pushed the U.S. for Russia truce before peace terms. Boeing CEO says we plan to redirect supply of planes meant for Chinese customers to customers who want near-term deliveries. Okay.
As long as it holds above anchored VWAP, I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't like
trade.
coming back
but
here,
it's coming back. We are getting a bit of weakness showing in the buyers. However,
the Tide is kind of swapping back a little bit now. See how this changes so quick? Tide. And it could go right back the opposite direction really quick again. So, Roy called it. As long as this anchor VWAP holds, we're good. If it breaks this anchor VWAP, we're going to lose $200, and we'll call it a day on this account. We will go and lock this account up. I like it here too. I'm going to take it over here too. If it'll take it. Right at the 14.
World's longest candle. 10 seconds left.
It's probably going to give us a drop below. I would say it's going to give us a drop below anchor view up here and then a pop back up. But I could be wrong.
There's your close on the 5 minute.
There's your little move up. Can it sustain it up? Can't sustain it up. You dirty dog, you. I think we are going to move this one a little bit. We'll move just right there. I want it on this level. That's back in our golden zone. And like I said, how it was changing, look what just changed back. Doesn't take much. CBD is kind of rising a little bit back to 14.3. It got down to 14.1. It's 14.4. It's climbing a little bit here. Well, we got a little bit of what I said was going to happen. We got a drop below it and then a little bit of move back above it. Just can't break out like I wanted it to. Well, welcome. We have had a record number of people on the stream today, so thank you all for that.
Yeah. No, they crushed our record. We appreciate everybody checking us out for the first time. We
said it because we had just our regular followers before, but if you're not, please subscribe to the channel, like it, do all the good stuff. We appreciate it more than you ever know.
Yeah, we are on. I opened up the Twitter, so if you can follow us on Twitter, or you can check us out on YouTube. Either or, we're just here, two guys that trade Monday through Thursday on stream. We won't trade on Fridays live. Me and Monty may trade together, but we like to take the pressure off a bit on Fridays. Monty is out of town starting tomorrow, so it'll just be a solo show with me.
Yeah, I will not be back till Tuesday, and I'm going to tell all you guys right now, you will not be able to hear my voice Tuesday. Or this trend right here, this is what we're watching too, this trend line. It's on this trend line, this on trend. Michael, thank you. We're glad you're here. Michael, and this is no shot at anybody. Michael and Manny have been really helpful here. Asked a lot of questions. Of course, you got Dickard, you got Dirty Harry, Roy Easy's in there a lot speaking, Howie, all you guys. I might leave somebody out. If I do, I promise you it's not on purpose. We really appreciate all your comments and questions. It makes the time go by so much faster when you guys are talking to us in here. I'm not sure if you can. Will Twitter show up on here, Roy?
So Twitter will not show the comments, so I've got to keep an eye on that to make sure we don't miss any. But I don't think so. We've been away from. We haven't had any comments or concerns, but I'll tell you, we've had some fun today. We
have had some. We had something today. Of course, look at
tide is
not good for the long here. Dickard, I might say it. You are right. But we're going to make so we got an M. Are we going to make a W now? That would be great for me. We talked about the H the other day. Look, I'm going to tell you, as long as this is doing this, probably not. CBD's holding 14.3, which is kind of surprising with the move that we're having down. But, I mean, it's just not. I think this one still hasn't stopped me out of it yet. We will not look for long or anything else. We might. If we get stopped out here, this could be my day, to be honest with you, just because I've had a good day of take profit trader, so I don't have to force these. The ones that I'm trying to get payouts on, these last two down here, I don't have to force anything on those. I would like to get it. We get stopped out. We got stopped out there and there. So we're done with those. We're going to lock that bad boy up so we don't fool with it no more. We're going to lock that one up too. So we're not trading those two anymore. Dick said no trade for me. I was hoping I was wrong for you, Case. Would I start above the 20 with the close? Above. 5,500 confirmation.
Yeah, I mean,
right now because your volume's popping a little, but it's not enough really to say anything. CBD's come back 13.8. So I think the best decision here for me is no trade.
Yeah.
I do have a rule, Michael. You asked the other day what our rules were. I'm gonna follow this rule going forward. I am not taking a short for above VWAP. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that might be right, might be wrong, but I just can't. Even knowing right here below this, you might say, hey, it's a good opportunity to come back to this other trend line we had earlier that we hadn't retested since right after open.
Oh. Whoa.
So, man, when I log in, I can't do. Yes, when you lock your account, does that mean you can't log in for the rest of the day? Yes. Once you lock that account, you can no longer trade that account. You can still look at it, do whatever you want to. You just cannot trade that account. And you can see for the rest of the day. So I got 6 hours and 38 minutes on this one. I can't touch it. These two down here, I'm be honest with you, I don't know if I want to trade them or not.
I would say enjoy your vacation. Personally,
Trump, the EU and China are ripping the U.S. off.
Okay, we knew it was coming.
Well, there as soon as I see it here. Yep. So when Trump talks, just don't trade. I don't know how. I mean,
look at this.
We're going to make a lot of money for our people. What he just said.
Okay.
These are not.
This is back to
social posts.
Yeah, exactly.
Dickered, exactly right. Don't even think about trading while he's talking. That's the safest way to do.
Tide, you get your put premium ripping. You got your call premium starting to tick up. Yeah. So you got people making their bets right there.
Yeah. Trump said we'll have a fair trade deal with China.
Okay, that'll.
Can we get some kind of warning before he speaks going? I mean, they need to set it down. Hey guys, Trump in 5 minutes. I will exit every damn thing out in the morning. One thing you're gonna notice here, we try not to get political, but we will talk shit about both sides.
Yeah, we're not.
And Trump right now is just messing my mojo up so much. I had a buddy, he's like, well, isn't the market moving a good thing? I said, well, it is. You just never know what he's going to say to which way it's going to move. Like, he could be bullish as shit. Hey, we're going to make a deal, blah, blah. And by the time he gets out, he's going to say, F China. We're not doing anything with them.
Yeah.
In the market makes. Like, it's just so much uncertainty is the problem. And what does the market not like? He ends remarks for reporters. Thank you. You tell me when he stops. You don't tell me when he starts, you bastard.
So that wasn't on the calendar, was it?
Nah. No. Why put it on the calendar? Why do that? Michael says make it as indicator. Trump speaks indicator. It would be a huge do not trade indicator across the top.
Yeah, the problem is that Truth Social post too has come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, bro's eating a damn Big Mac somewhere. Like, you know what? I'm thinking eating Big Mac, drinking a Diet Coke. Like, hey, fuck China. Put that out there.
He's got to have somebody next to him that is like egging him on. Yeah, you should post that.
Navarro?
Yeah, either Navarro. Yeah, that's exactly right. I was like, hold on, let me grab my SPX.
He's got Elon there. Like, here's the thing that's kind of interesting. You know, him and Elon are kind of going odds with these tariffs right now.
Yeah,
Elon has been a huge Trump supporter. He's done a lot of stuff with Trump. He's actually spoken out a few times about these tariffs here lately because, of course, it's having an adverse effect on Tesla. But, you know, at first he said that the tariffs would not affect Tesla. Now the tariffs are affecting everything to do with Tesla. So course, their earnings were shit too.
Their numbers were bad. Yeah, their numbers were bad. That was a rough earnings for.
And speaking about not getting political, the funniest shit ever is all the left were buying Teslas up nonstop, and now they're keying them and busting windows out and shit of them. Like, make sense. And the right was the opposite; they hated them, and now you see the right wing driving down Cybertrucks, which is the ugliest shit ever made.
Yeah,
I found the other day, and I just looked at him like, "Dude, you're an idiot. You are a complete idiot."
It's a.
Have a Cybertruck. I apologize to your hand, but that's the ugliest damn thing made. One thing I'm seeing a lot of lately, this is kind of surprising. This is kind of volume's kind of popping up a little. Is I'm seeing Rivians everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, and that's a good looking truck. That's
actually not a bad looking truck.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of their headlights.
Yeah,
they're definitely different. But if you see one, you know you see one. You don't have to look to make sure it's a Rivian. Just like if you see a Cybertruck, you know it's a Cybertruck. One for the Rivian for good reasons, the Cybertruck for not so good reasons. So
I'm looking at our zone and I'm just like, are we serious right now?
I don't know. I mean, shit. If we would have waited and just played the zone, well, look, you had the breakout, the retest. I mean, you can't make this shit up, can you?
No.
And look, this thing, if it breaks to the downside, I guarantee it's going to test that zone to the downside 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't have to rush to get an entry. It gives you plenty of entries. Right now, I'm just kind of blah about the whole thing. I'm a little pissed because it's just, I hate chop. I can't stand chop. I love a direction. And trend days you get, what is it, like 20% of the time, 10% of the time you get trend days?
Yeah.
And it's not a lot. So you got to take advantage of those. That's where when you are scaling out, those trend days can pay. I mean, you can end up with one. And what was that time? Was it 1 or 2 MES I had that time that I made $800? Remember that about a year ago?
FOMC, right?
It was something. I had just like 2 MES.
Yeah.
And I held them through the whole thing, and I ended up taking $800, and it went more.
Yeah. Like, I think you took the 800, and I think it ended up being well over double that.
Yeah. Dickard, hell, why not? Yeah, it tested the 50. I'm gonna test that trend line. And what are we back above? We're back above this megaphone trend line.
It's got a lot of resistance to get through the ZMAs. And
call premiums are still coming down a lot. So CVD is 13.5. I think I'm going to be done here.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the best approach.
We made money in Take Profit Trader. We lost a little bit in Top Step. But guess what? All accounts will be here when I come back Tuesday. Every one of them.
That's important.
That is important. Preserve capital. So I think we're fixing to wrap it up. So to all the new people that joined today, thank you so much for joining. Please like and subscribe to our channel. I looked just a minute ago with all this stuff. We actually lost one person. So we've got 54 people. I know all of you are not subscribed to the channel. Please, it helps us out so much. We're still going to push to 500 subscribers. I think we offer something that's unique here. That's a little bit different than your Furus. You see real life trading. This is not a get rich quick scheme. We have videos that we try to teach you how to do stuff, how to draw a supply of man zones. I got some older fib videos. I got a bunch of different videos in there, and we talk about that zone. Roy, that's the bottom of that golden zone there.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff that we try to help you guys. We're not, like I said, we're not here just to call out signals. We're here to hope that you guys can learn from our mistakes and the stuff we made and the stuff we learned over time. So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate it. Make sure you have at least one drink for each of us. Manny, there's 54 of you here. I will have a lot more than that. Just so you know. Dirty hair. I would bring back a quick rocker. I think it might be melted by the time I get back home. I'll get you a floater on it too. Get you a tequila floater. That's always great. Just keep going good and fucked up. A different story. Like I said, when we come back Tuesday, Roy will be here tomorrow. Roy, you gonna stream Monday?
Yeah, I'll stream Thursday and Monday.
I will not be here. I'll be traveling tomorrow. I'm traveling tonight, but I'm traveling the rest of the way tomorrow, and I'm traveling back Monday all the way. So we have that going for us. Ooh, we look at this thing drill down. Look at that pop up. That's why we just couldn't. CBD's broke down to 12.8. Yeah, I'm done. This will be it. Thank you, Michael. I will try myself best to be safe, but I'm gonna have a good time. I promise you that. So, once again, thank you, Roy, for everything you do. I appreciate it.
Having fun, and guys, be safe today. The volatile trading, a lot of mixed signals out there. Scale down if you're down for the day. It's not a bad time to end it. If you're green for the day, definitely not a bad time to end it. Take a break, scale down. Don't stare at charts all day. Yep. Thank you, Monty. Enjoy your trip.
Yeah, guys. Remember, like Roy said, don't stay here all day. This is a casino. The longer you stay, the better chance you have to losing, and you don't want to lose. So, Thank you. Like I said, please like, subscribe. We need you. We need all you. If all 54 people, if we have 30 of you that have not subscribed, if you do, we start moving toward our goal. We want to move this up. We want to bring everybody we can into this and show them a safer way and what prop firms to trade and what prop firms to avoid.
Yes. We didn't even get to that topic. Well,
yeah.
For a lighter day.
A lighter day. Thank you, guys. We will catch you. Roy, catch you tomorrow. I will see you guys Tuesday. Peace out.
All right. Bye, guys.